So hello everyone, let's cover some gaming news and updates. So I want to take some time to cover Gigantic, Marvel Heroes, and The Division, which has got new PTS for 1.6 on it, so let's start with Gigantic. So they had the Gigantic patch that came out last week, and we had tweaks to Trip, which toned down a little bit of the triple stun, took that out of the equation. It's still there, but it didn't remove what she did. It just made it so there was more effort that had to be made on the Trip player to do it with the triple stun now. They also had nerfs to Griselma, which those I feel might have been a little overkill, but we'll see what happens with some of the further stuff and some of the feedback that people have given to Motiga. But I feel the nerfs to Griselma are pretty heavy. She's still good at what she does. It just requires a lot more effort to do what she does. They also had Vidasi overhaul, so she got a lot of love, and you guys should probably check out the patch notes, which I'll have down below, and you can go check that stuff. They also had Paco, that furry craziness came out of there. And he's been doing pretty good. People picked up on Paco pretty quick on how to do what Paco does. They had some skin additions in there. So there's some other skins, there's some other color variants which tie into the Exile in the North thing. I believe Trip has it, and I think Wu, if I'm right. And there might be one other person in there. They also had the UI, some UI changes in there, and it's looking much more streamlined. Both for the main menu and in-game, which is really, really nice. I'm really liking what they're doing with the UI stuff. Next up, Marvel Heroes. This was a big patch. This was a really big patch. So, they've added in a difficulty slider now, and this is probably one of the cooler things in there, which means that they're probably going to add in some more difficulties past Cosmic, which that's going to be interesting to see. Because Cosmic at times, you can get really geared with some characters and kind of raffle through the Cosmic difficulty, but when you're first starting out, there's a little bit of a gap and a little bit of gearing time, and some characters never really see that ease into the Cosmic, depending on the character and their builds and stuff. The leveling is much smoother now. There's much more smoothness. But no, it feels more fluid as you go through. You can go through the whole story and level up, and it doesn't have like big gaps where you need to go and do something else. You can just keep going through the story. You only maybe need to do a little bit in there just to change it up, maybe for a little bit of variety. But there's no real gap, because I mean, there was in some of the leveling guides you would have gaps of between 4 to 5 levels where you'd have to go do something else. Now it's much more all the way through if you're doing the story chapters 1 through 10 just fine. They've also changed out the Omega system to the Infinity system. I'm still getting used to this one. I'm still very much getting used to this. They took all those crazy points that you have with the Infinity system or the Omega system. You knew this before, and what they've done is they've put it into a smaller, more concise Infinity system, but like I said, I'm still getting used to it, so I'm still on the fence. I think it's gonna be good long term, but right now it's just like the brain is exploding when I try to do the numbers on it. So power bars and skills, they've made it so you have one power bar now, which is just fine, and they've streamlined a lot of your skills. You don't have like 3 tree paths on your character that you have to put in a bunch of points into. They've made it so you have the one power bar, and you have the 2 trees that you can pick from, and then you have your talents, which can enhance those other things. So you can do hybrid builds and stuff if you really want to. So there's still variety in there. It's not like they've pigeonholed you into playing one type. But the archetype of the character is, like, they've got their feel to it. Like, they can be both melee or ranged. They can hybridize. They can do what they want. Team up PowerPoints. They've also done this where there's no more adding in the points to the thing. Once they unlock it, and then you can it just makes it a little more, it eases you into the game, so you're not looking at like, what do I put I don't have enough points, what do I do now? They've made it so it's a lot more streamlined. with the power systems and feeling like your character, you know, you don't need to worry about the number. They still have they still have the upgrades for your ultimate skill, which you can still do, which that I'm fine with. That I'm fine, because the ultimate, that's your baby. That's your awesomeness that comes through. That also ties in your synergy stuff, and synergies give you that feel of the character, and then the ultimate just lets you do the wombo combo, baby. Dash changes. So, for me playing Deadpool, I was just used to teleporting all over and using that as my stuff. Now that's actually turned into a dash. Just like with every other character, they've all turned into dashes. They have charges of 3. And they'll recharge. But they've made it so they've normalized the distance they travel, so you can't just bypass content like I would with Deadpool. Just saying. Sorry. I was a Deadpool player, and I did bypass a lot of content when I'd go through and dash and teleport and do all my crazy things. So, but that's an addition. They've also made it so your movement skill is much more. It's easier to get into that. So you got that key bound to something, and they've really worked to normalize a lot of things. I mean, some might argue. And I've seen some arguments on it, but we're not going to get into that. I feel like this is something for what they've done with this patch is laying the groundwork for much more greater things this coming year too. So, hero stats. Those are actually, it's easier to itemize for your character and know what gives your character what they need. You can know what your primary attributes are a lot more easier, and it simplifies it. So it might be fighting, durability, intelligence. There's a lot of intelligence drops out there for your characters, so it depends on what their primary attributes are that give them those bonuses to damage. Holy man. So hero changes, I'm not even going to touch on these. I'm just going to say, read the patch notes if you're looking to see what has changed for the characters. Because a lot of them, if you thought a character was bad, you know, or whatever, or you just weren't sure about it, go and read through that stuff. Read through your favorite characters. They've done everything for everybody. And I'm sure that's just, like I said, previous to this, there's probably laying the groundwork for other things to happen, for other hero balance and other things. It's gonna be great. And also, with every other patch, there are a ton of bug fixes. Wow. I need a bug fix to not say bag instead of bug. But anyways, they've got a ton of those in there too. So, check that out. Very good for Marvel Heroes. Next up, The Division, man. 1.6, the PTS is out. So if you're on Steam or the Uplay launcher, you can actually go in and start playing. Download it if you really want to go and do it. It's the public test server, so I need to preface this. Things will change. This is the first iteration that the public has seen where people can freely go in. The Elite Task Force saw this at Red Storm Studios. Saw a draft of this, but I don't know if this is the exact same one that they saw. But just know, this is a PTS, so public test server, things are going to change. Could change quite frequently too, before we actually see this go live. So, first on the list, the most important of all the things, Last Stand. This is the PvP game mode. 8 versus 8, I believe it's 8 versus 8. PvP game mode. It's got objective, conquest style. So you're controlling 3 points, and they've each got sub-points to them. So you can go and control those. I haven't gotten in to play this yet. I'm currently downloading it, so we'll do some more in-depth stuff with this. Objective. Oh man, I like that they've done the objective conquest style, because it's gonna make it so. And there's 3, so there's gonna be the choice. They didn't put in 5, thank God, because if you ever played Arathi Basin in World of Warcraft, you know that everyone wants to go for a 5 cap, and then you end up losing the game anyway. So, but I'm glad that it's 3. They've also added in a new incursion. This is Lost Signal, and this is Riker's territory for this one. It's got 3 wings, and you complete those 3 wings, and then get to the final boss. And I'm not sure. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to mess with this, but they say that this is going to be a hard, very, very difficult boss. And I will trust them. I just don't want a fire truck on fire. I don't want a fire truck that shoots fire. I don't need the irony from that. I want something that's got like mechanics. I want some stuff to sink my teeth into, and then they can go back and work on the other incursions and do the same thing. Please. Legendary difficulty has been added to 3 of the missions: Napalm Production Site, Warren Gate Power Plant, and Times Square Power Relay. So what I read in this, they didn't talk about the Last Man Battalion in this, but in one of the preview things that they put up, this replaces the enemies that you normally fight in there with Last Man Battalion. So these have the AI of hunters. This is going to provide you vanity items and stuff like that. So cosmetics, vanities are going to be the rewards for finishing these. So it's gonna kind of be one of those status symbol things, which is, when they do status symbol things, you know that they're generally going to make these pretty darn difficult. And I'm hoping that the difficulty is up there, but it's not going to be so unachievable that people are going to be like, I'm done, no. Don't want to scare people off. You want people to at least keep trying it, having fun, be like, yeah, I got it, finally, yeah. And that's what we want. That's what I want, at least. So they've added in a bunch of other customizations to the premium vendor, so you can go in there and check those out. I'll probably have a video up on those, covering those. But they've also added 3 new Dark Zone areas, 7, 8, and 9, and these are quite a bit of space, both above ground and underground. What I saw in one of the state of the game for this, it looks really nice. It looks like it's going to be cool. I want to see what the enemies are going to be like in there. I don't know if we're ever going to see the Bratva, but I know that was something mentioned. But the Bratva being in there would be kind of cool. So, God, for this one. Thank goodness. Armor has been removed as a major bonus, and it's been replaced with health. There is a new bonus thrown in there, which is resist all. So, going back to that armor thing for 1 second. Armor was the thing that you rolled on everything, and that was really, really annoying. Just because it was like, oh, it does not have enough armor, oh, you need to get... Now, it's gonna feel a lot better, because you're gonna actually have some choice on your skills. You're not gonna have to worry about, oh, I didn't roll armor on it, it's garbage. You don't need to worry about rolling 4 perfect stats to get it. Now with armor being removed as a major bonus, we'll see what's gonna happen. I want to get in there and I want to play for myself and see how I feel. But that resist all, I like that. It's not gonna make it so if you hit 100%, it's not gonna make it so it's not gonna make it so you don't take damage from that at all. It's just there's also gonna be diminishing returns, which is another thing. But it's going to make it so you're going to take a little bit less from those things. It's going to be kind of a percentage of it. But there's also diminishing returns on status effects now, which is really nice. So if you keep getting hit with that same status effect, eventually it's going to provide the diminishing returns. And we'll see how quick the diminishing returns are. But that's a really nice thing. That's going to change it up for PvP in the Dark Zone. This is going to be really nice also for PvE, so you can't just... I think it'll be cool. It's going to add a cool mechanic, but if it's just player only, that's fine too. If you can just keep applying status effects to NPCs, just the regular trash ones, that's fine. Whatever. I don't really care about that. I mean, they're AI, man. They don't matter. John Connor, man, I'm here to wipe them out. Skill power. There's a lot of major changes to how this works. Less effective at lower skill power and more efficient at higher skill power. That's the way it should have been. But yeah, you're actually speccing into skill power. You're actually going to see skill power builds and not heavy into the firearms. You're probably going to see a little less in the hybrid builds. Maybe I'm wrong, but I need to get in there and play it and figure it out. Next one, I'm kind of sad, but I knew this was going to happen. The defense set, the frontline set got nerfed. The 4-piece on it, They took it out, so now it doesn't have any of the mods to Ballistic Shield applied when you're doing that. Now you can crit, so that's fine, but they took away that one little thing that made it so you had that big shield out there. I'm hoping that they go back to this and find a way to allow you to have your mods on there, otherwise it's kind of I'm just gonna go back to probably using a pistol when I play with my defense set, because I really like the defense set, and I don't care if I use a pistol or not. The SMG was nice, but I mean, you could murder everything with that, pretty much. And that was no big deal. Reclaimer! This is the one that I'm kind of excited for, because I do have a Reclaimer set that was rolled pretty well in the electronics section. So, Reclaimer is more support station driven now. So it actually applies Immunizer, the ammo station, and Lifeline, or life, whatever, the one that actually revives you. So it actually, and then it also increases the radius and does all the things. So it's going to be really cool for that support role, and I like that, just for being able to fill that. I like playing my frontline stuff, I like playing my assault rifle, you know, whatever I'm going to do, but I also like doing support and being flexible and playing that too, so this is going to be really cool, and I think that's going to diversify the role. Now we just need that, we need that tank meta, and then we'll have that Holy Trinity. I'll be happy. So, Alpha Bridge, nerfed. This was long coming. This was long coming. So, Alpha Bridge, your free talents are the only ones that are applied, so you're actually going to get 4 talents, four on there instead of 6. That's no big deal, don't worry about it. It's, you know, it was one of those things where you were able to just min-max completely with Alpha Bridge, and that thing was just a monster. Like, no other sets were able to, it was kind of like how you had the sniper build, and I can't for the life of me remember the set. Anyway, doesn't matter. But when you had the sniper builds, and those were doing all the stuff, and you min-maxed into those, just like this, the Alpha Bridge was doing the same thing. It's just always one set has kind of been taken so far up. I feel like they need to, what they need to do instead of nerfing those things, they need to bring some of the other sets up and do it that way. And that's just my personal opinion on that. We'll get it on to the next one. There's a new set called Seeker. I thought it was going to be a Seeker Mine set. Maybe it'll change that. That would be awesome. This is body shot oriented, so this is going to be cool for if I run LMG stuff, which I like running LMGs. That's going to be really nice. So it's body shot oriented. You get 2 body shots, and I believe it gives you a crit chance bonus, which is really nice. Next. High-end named weapons now become exotic. This is a quality, has a different item color to them, so the named items are gonna stand out from the other stuff. So this is gonna be really neat. So you're gonna actually be excited, because the next part, high-end named weapons now have their own specific, unique talents on the weapons now. They are really good. Everyone that I've seen on there is really good. Like, there's going to be one on there that I don't think someone's going to pick up and go, this is going to be fun, I'm going to try this one out. But yeah, that's that right there. Caduceus and a couple others. Like, Caduceus makes me really happy, because I kind of want to work that into support thing. I've got to mess around and get another Caduceus. But yeah, it's looking really nice from what they've gotten there. But, alright. So I know this video was a little longer, but we covered 3 different games. I hope you all liked this. So if you did, like, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever you gotta do. I will see you all later. Hopefully you pick up these games, or at least go and check into them if you do have them, just so you can go and see what happened and what I was talking about, and be like, oh, he was right! He was so right! He was right all along! Alright, anyways, I will talk to you all later. Enjoy the video. I'm out. Bye-bye.